Ooh, okay. Ooh, we need to talk. We need to talk, man. We need to talk. I don't know who's gonna tell you this, but it's probably me. It's probably me though. You feel me? We need to talk, man. Yo, what's good, famo? Today I got a juicy one for you guys. So today we're talking about pleasure. Yeah, I know, not the best one to talk about, but it's one that needs to be talking about. When you think of pleasure, right? Pleasure to some people, they may think of it in a sexual context, but not always pleasure means in a sexual way. The original definition, I'll leave it up here, it means to please or to seem good, right? Now, today we're going to be talking about how feeling good and doing things that may feel good is not always the best option or best choice, right? And you may be saying, what are you talking about, bro? Because in life, it's been told that do whatever seems best to you, right? Or do whatever seems good to you. And I'm not gonna lie, that's not always the case. Like a rational human being, sometimes doing the things that don't feel good leads to better accomplishments, right? What I mean by that. Let's take a man here named David Goggins, right? If you don't know who David Goggins is, he is a character and a beast, right? This dude, he basically runs to feel something. And what I mean by something, I mean like pain is his driver. He basically runs and screams at the top of his lungs, who's gonna carry the boats, who's gonna carry the logs. And I'm not gonna lie, he's hard, but he's a perfect example of how he did something that don't cause pleasure, and look at him now. It only speaks for itself. Example 2, Nikocado Avocado. Don't mean to bring this name up, but everybody know who this is. If you don't, this is a guy who basically anything he wanted, he put in his mouth. Pause, right? Pause, hold on, pause. Don't get on me, bro. But that's the truth. Anything he wanted, right? Anything he needed, he put in his mouth, right? And the result speaks for itself. Not to shame, but it speaks for itself. I don't have to say anything. It just speaks for itself. And that's what I'm talking about here today. We're talking about how pleasure is meaningless, right? And hold on, don't come for me. You're gonna find out why I said that. A man who perfectly captured this is the author of Ecclesiastes. Now, some may think it's Saul, or some may think it's an other author, but the person who wrote this book captured this in an amazing light and fashion. You can follow along if you want to. I'm gonna be putting on my glasses so I can look educated. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take y'all back to school with this one. So basically, some background information on the guy who's writing this. He's not depressed, mind you. He's not depressed. He is just saying that some of the things we do in life are completely meaningless. What does it account for? At the end of the day, right? What does it account for? Because if you don't know, right, I'm a strong believer of like everything you say, everything you do, you will have to make an account of what you did and why you did it. Feel me? Some people don't really believe that. They live their lives, feel me, just completely off the dome, and that's okay. But you have to understand, what are you doing that's accomplishing something greater? That's basically what he's trying to say. Is pleasure really something that can be built on? Can you build with pleasure? You do things with pleasure. Could pleasure get you a kingdom? Could pleasure be a kingdom for you? Can it build mansions? Can it build houses? What could pleasure really do for you that is long lasting, right? Or in his case, eternal? Follow along with me. Ecclesiastes chapter 2. I said to myself, come now, I will test you with pleasure to find out what is good. But that also proved to be meaningless. Laughter, I said, is madness. What does pleasure accomplish? I tried cheering myself with wine and embracing folly, my mind still guiding me. So now, basically what he's trying to say is that although he was experiencing great pleasure from drinking wine, or as you're about to see, having sex with many women, for he's a king, you feel me? What can you do, right? But he was indulging in this, but in the back of his head, he was saying to himself, what does this accomplish? Let's continue. I wanted to see what was good for people to do under the heavens during the few days of their lives. I undertook great projects. I built houses for myself and planted vineyards. I made gardens and parks and planted all kinds of fruit trees in them. I made reservoirs to water groves of flourishing trees. I brought male and female slaves and had other slaves who were born in my house. I also owned more herds and flocks than anyone in Jerusalem before me. I amassed silver and gold for myself and treasures of kings and provinces. I acquired male and female singers and a harem as well, the delights of a man's heart. I became greater by far than anyone else in Jerusalem before me. In all this, my wisdom stayed with me. I denied myself nothing my eyes desired. I refused my heart no pleasure. My heart took delight in all my labor, and this was the reward for my toil. So, let's break down what he said, right? So, as you heard, he is saying that basically I was a rich man, right? He built houses, he built vineyards. If you don't know what a vineyard is, it's basically like a gardening square box where the fruit grows, or the vegetable grows in. And he's saying he done all this, right? He built reservoirs, he done all this amazing stuff with building and stuff like that. And he also says he was not afraid to get down and dirty. He was not afraid to get down and dirty. He had singers, he had a harem. If you don't know what a harem is, it's basically like a group of women, right? Imagine one of them fat guys laying down in like a bed with a group of women around him, and you feel me, it's like one of the mob scenes. So yeah, that's basically what he's saying. And he owned servants as well. He owned slaves and stuff like that. But at the end, he is basically saying he did not deny himself nothing of pleasure. I don't know if you know what that means, but that means whatever, say for example, right? He said he wanted a donut. Best believe he had a donut that minute, right? He wasn't saying, the donut got too many calories, too much carbs, and a lot of sugar. No, right? He probably grew fat, probably, you never know. He probably grew very big, you feel me? If he wanted sex, he had it. If he wanted 2 of them, he had it. If he wanted 3 of them, he had it. You feel me? Like, he did not deny nothing his heart desired. And if you don't know, Jesus actually says something that's very, very funny, right? I believe he says something along the lines of, the human heart knows no bounds to evil. Like, the human heart always continue to create more evil, more mass. It just never satisfied, right? It always want more. And as he said, he wasn't ashamed of it at all. He says, quote, my heart took delight, and this was the reward for my toils. But you're going to see something that's not really expected. Come here. Verse 11. Yet, when I surveyed all that my hands had done, in what I have toiled to achieve, everything was meaningless. A chase after the wind. Nothing was gained under the sun. So he says to you verbatim that he looked at everything he did and he said, wow, this accomplished nothing, right? And he said under the sun. What does under the sun mean, right? In this book, you're going to hear this a lot. Nothing new is under the sun. And I believe the book actually starts like that. Nothing new is under the sun, right? What that means is that I'm gonna make another video on this, and this is actually very interesting of what he said. If you actually take that to heart, nothing new is under the sun, that means everything you've seen on TV, everything they showed you, everything they showed you in movies, it's real. And I know it sounds so crazy, and this is so crazy to say. You're like, where's the proof? Where's the evidence? Oh, you're gonna see it. Don't worry about that. You're gonna see the proof and evidence. And it's funny that I say this because I always wonder to myself, oh, if aliens or zombies are not real, right? Like, let's have a real talk. If aliens and zombies are not real, how did they get that concept? Why do they show it in our movies and shows so much? Why is this a thing? Like, if it's not real, how did you listen, I get it. You come up with an idea, but this is you really have to sit down and be like, well, who's the first one to actually come up with this idea, right? And why are now the news is saying, oh, sightings, this and that, and come on, bro, come on, keep it a band, bro, keep it a band. You feel me? Hollywood is known for doing shady stuff. Keep it a band, bro. But yeah, he's saying nothing new is under the sun, bro. Every pleasure experience have been experienced, and it's meaningless. Like we just repeat in a cycle. It's literally the world is literally under a huge fat curse called deception and ignorance. But that's another topic for tomorrow. So what am I trying to say here, right? Am I telling you not to enjoy the activities you do already enjoy, or am I telling you to do this or that? Nah, that's low-key for you to decide. What I am saying is to think about all the things that you are doing, right? Think about the shows you watch. Think about the movies you indulge in. Think about the friends you have. Think about the conversations you are in. Think about the places you are in, right? Think about the ways you speak to your family members, or ways you speak to your friends. Think about all those things, right? Think about all the things that made you feel pleasure, whether it's weed, sex, girlfriend, conversation with friends. Think about it and really look at it and be like, where does this get me, right? What do I gain, right? What do I gain from this? What am I gaining from it? Does it benefit me? Does it improve me as a person? And mind you, not everything in life is something that needs to be gained from. Some conversations or some relationships with people are just relationship. One person building another, or one person who really loves another person. Could just be a relationship, something that gives you pleasure, right? You like hanging out with your mom, you like hanging out with your dad, feel me? Things like those. Eating food until your heart stops, or binge watching movies until the day is completely over. You feel me? And I'm be honest, everybody have those days. Also understand rest days, right? Everybody have rest days, and they're for a reason, right? They're for you to rest on those specific days and to be renewed and going back into something that improves you, whether it's a relationship or even a course, an online course. I take a break from the course and then you go back into the course or the job or whatever, right? To improve you as a character. Because as he just said, right? If you're over here chasing money, I'm not gonna lie. You may get it, right? You may get it and you may not know what to do with it. You may not have the knowledge to know what to do with that money. Or you may have the money and have the knowledge, and soon, like every rich person, you get comfortable in that money, and what you do, you get bored. Well, yeah, pleasures are meaningless. I hate to break it to you, man, but yeah, there's a time and place for everything, as Ecclesiastes chapter 3 says. But that's just me. Till next time, may Jesus protect you, bro. We welcome you. Thank you for watching. And God bless. Until next time. Bye.